What's up, guys? So I've been getting a lot of questions actually. I don't mean like one question or two questions. I mean I've been getting a good amount of questions about my MOS as a 15 Tango. So I went through the page, I looked at all the comments, and I came up with like a list of all the questions I've been asked. I'm gonna try to answer as much as I can, right? And before we start this video, I appreciate you guys for watching the videos. I've been watching the analytics and seeing what's going on. It's been doing very good. I appreciate y'all. Please like, continue commenting, subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos. If you have any questions, just let me know, because I'm trying to find topics to make videos around, right? So if you have any questions, or you know anyone that have any questions that I may be able to answer, whether it's my job or life in El Paso, whatever it may be, just ask questions and I'll see if I can make a video around it, right? Alright, so let's get to it. So somebody asked me, somebody's about to be a 15 Tango and they're going to the schoolhouse and they're worried about what it's going to be like in AIT. Right? So AIT for a 15 Tango is actually very, very simple. Rule, do not mess with that, right? It's actually very, very simple. When I was in AIT, I think AIT is what? I think it was probably like 3 months. Because I know it's 16 weeks, so y'all can do the math if y'all want to. It's 4 weeks in a month. Yeah, it's like 4 months, right? So it's actually very, very simple. It's just very time consuming. My whole time in AIT, I only saw one person fail. One single person fail out of my whole time there for like 4 months. And the reason they failed wasn't because it was hard or it was too much to learn in a short, nah, it was nothing like that. The person was not good with computers. Which I've seen a lot of people go in there that are not good with computers and still pass. But this person was not good with computers, and they just couldn't figure it out. And if you fail, so they have this thing where it's like you're only allowed to fail like 3 times or 2 times, I don't remember. But if you fail, you can fail once and get kicked out. It just all comes down to your attitude and your demeanor, right? So if you're thinking like, I don't really care, you fail, and that's the type of attitude you have, they probably won't give you another try. They probably won't reset you and give you another try. So it all comes up, because I've heard of people that failed a good amount of times and still got another try and passed and went on, right? So if you do fail, and it's nothing for you to fail, because again, another thing with testing is it's all open book. So when you begin, you'll be given a computer, and this computer will have all the manuals that you're gonna need to pass the course, right? Rue, please stop messing over there. So you'll get this computer that has all the manuals. Every single thing for every single test you will take will be on this computer. I kid you not. The only thing you'll be learning in AIT is how to maneuver through the computer, how to find your answers, how to get to where you want to be. That's literally the whole point of this AIT. So when you're there, they'll tell you, like, your job, you won't learn your job there. You will learn your job when you get to your unit. The whole point of it, at least from what I got, was to learn how to maneuver through the computer and find answers and find solutions. That's literally the whole point. So all the answers are on the computer. So when you go there, try not to fall asleep in class. If you have the night shift in AIT, try not to fall asleep. Even if you have the day shift, you can still fall asleep. Pay attention, learn how to maneuver through the computer, because that's literally the whole point of it, right? The schoolhouse, there's gonna be helicopters there. Training helicopters, they're the real deal, but they're not flying anymore for whatever reason, I don't know. But there's gonna be actual helicopters there that you'll get to work on, right? And get the real experience, right? So the schoolhouse is cool, it's fun. The teachers there are actual people that's done the job, so they can answer as much questions as you guys have, right? Somebody asked about possible duty stations living out at AIT. So there's a lot of possible duty stations for 15 Tangos, but you're not able to go to every single one, because you're only able to go to duty stations that have like an airfield, that have aircrafts. If you're a 15 Tango, you can't go somewhere that does not have aircrafts, right? So one big one that I've seen that a lot of people get sent to is Korea. For some reason, that's a big place where I've seen a lot of people get sent to straight out of AIT. A lot of people love it. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 people that don't like it, but a lot of people that I've seen that came from Korea wants to go back. I don't know, I've never been there. You're able to go to Japan, Honduras, you know, like me, I'm here in El Paso, Texas. You're able to go to Fort Drum, New York. It's very cold, a lot of people don't want to go there. You can go to Alaska. Like there's options for you as a 15 Tango, right? Somebody asks about, I'm sorry, when you see me looking down, I'm looking at the book. I have my book right here. Somebody asks about the day-to-day life. So I'm assuming you mean the day-to-day life as a 15 Tango. So my day-to-day life is outside of AIT. I wake up every morning, you know, regular PT. If you've been in the military before, you're still in the military, you know how the military works. 06:30, you report for PT, you conduct PT. 7:30, you're done. You go home, you shower, and you report back at 09. Right, from 09 to 1700, that's your duty day. But I'll explain later, but for a 15 Tango, it varies in ways, and I'll explain later on as I go down. Somebody else asked about shifts. So, where I work, my unit, we don't do shifts. It's just regular, you know, 6:30 to 6:30. There's no after 6:30 back to the morning, there's none of that. It's just that one day shift. There's no night shifts. But I've seen places like the ASB where they do like the heavier side of the maintenance. They have shifts, but I've heard it doesn't really work out well. So it all depends on your unit and where you go. But shifts are a thing, but for me and where I am, it's not really that big of a deal. If you go to Korea, apparently you can get shifts. Not really a big fan of shifts. Deployments, so deployments and where to, the person had asked. Deployments for us was like, you know, regular deployment, you know, Afghanistan. But as you all may know, there's no more deployments to Afghanistan right now. Afghanistan is locked down, so there's no deployments in the near future. But that doesn't mean there's no rotations, right? Training exercises and rotations, those still are a thing. So don't come in thinking you're never going to go anywhere, you're just going to do your job. You're still going to rotate or go and train exercises, JRTC or NTC. Promotion points. So the good thing about being a 15 Tango, right? If you know about promotion points, your prior service or you're still in, promotion points is a big deal if you want to progress in your career. So promotion points for a 15 Tango at times is very, very low. And I've heard the other people in like the other 15 series, like 15 Deltas or, you know, 15 Novembers, for them promotion points can be very high, like 600, 700 to pick up, right? But Tangos, I've seen months where to get promoted like 300 points, 350, 360. If you know that's very, very low, all you have to do is, you know, max your PT test, shoot very well, max your JKO or your classes, and that's it, you can get picked up. So as a Tango, promotion points are very, very low at times, unless for some reason they're gonna start bumping it up. But since I've been in, which haven't been that long though, to be honest with you, it's probably been like 20 months. Promotion points I've seen people getting picked up at very low points. The most I've probably seen is like probably 400 and something, right? Difficulty of job. Being a 15 Tango, is it difficult? It all depends on the type of person you are and your work ethic, you know, what you're comfortable doing, because a lot of people have never worked before the military, so they'll have a different say when it comes to difficulty of the job. I personally believe the job is not hard. You know, you go in 09, you're assigned a task and you do your task and you go home. When you say difficult, if you're talking about lifting heavy stuff, a lot of stuff it will tell you it's a two-man lift. Like if it's heavy, you're not gonna lift it by yourself. You're gonna get a crane. We have cranes inside the hangars that are overhead that just pick stuff up for you. If you're talking about like mental wise, is it difficult like up here? I'm sorry for my accent. It's not, because again, we work out of a computer. Nobody's expecting you to come in and know how to fix helicopters. I didn't know how to fix helicopters. I still don't know how to fix helicopters. Everything I do comes out of a manual. Like the computer tells you exactly what to do step by step. Like there's no room for, like it's literally black. It's either you do it or you don't do it. The computer tells you to do it. It tells you how much to turn something, how much to tighten it. Like literally everything is told to you by this computer. So I personally don't believe the job is hard. Alright? Would I do it again? Damn right I'd do it again. Being a 15 Tango, I believe, I haven't been in any other MOS, but I think it's one of the better jobs in the military. Like you don't see me all the time digging holes. I'm not locked up in the office behind the computer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you see good views. Like I go into work, I wake up in the morning, I go into work, and I look out on the flight line, and you see helicopters lifting up, flying off, or you see jets coming in, like Navy people, jets coming sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you know get up in the morning, and that's what they're seeing. First thing in the morning, the sun rising and helicopters flying off. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's beautiful sometimes. If you allow yourself to see stuff like that, it's very beautiful. And it feels very rewarding. Like when you fix a helicopter that was down and could not fly, and then you fix it, and next thing you know, you look and you see it's flying. That's a good feeling to have, you know? So would I do it again? Yes, I'll do it again. And there's one more reason why I would do it again. So somebody asked for qualifications you can get just from being a 15 Tango. So you're not just gonna automatically get qualifications for the civilian world, right? But there are qualifications that you can get through the military just because you're a 15 Tango. So, but again, there's like tests that you have to take in classes. There's one called the, damn, my memory's going, holy shit. Your AMP license. So that's your license that says you can work on airframes out in the civilian world. So if you get that license while you're in the military, and since you're already a 15 Tango, there's places that you can go to where the military will just pay them and you take a test or take a couple classes and you can get your AMP license. And you get out of the military, you can go work at airports, you can go work for Boeing or wherever the hell you want to work for with your AMP license. It's a very good thing to have, right? So if you're a 15 Tango, you're planning to be one, make a note of that and look into it. When you get in, start asking your NCOs or whoever you want to ask and try to see if you can start working on that. There's another thing you can get further on in your career. It's like a IA or AI. I've heard a lot of different names for it. It's like an inspector's authority or something like that. But basically it's like you're a technical inspector that looks over other people's work and deems it good and say, yeah, it's good to go, or it's bad, fix it. Apparently you can make a lot of money from this, and that's another thing you can get with your experience from being a 15 Tango in the military. So those are some you can make a lot of money, I've heard, with some of these qualifications. So definitely start looking into those, right? So somebody asked the amount of soldiers in a work center. I don't like. If you're gonna be working on, if you're talking about like when you're working on an aircraft, you're gonna get put in a team. Your NCOs are gonna put you in a team. Like you and you go fix this problem, right? You're fixing it. It might be a team of 3, it might be a team of 4, and then at the same time, as a 15 Tango, you're not responsible for fixing every single thing on the aircraft. So if there's gonna be electrical problems, there's gonna be avionics that's gonna come help you. If there's an airframe problem, there's a hole in the fucking aircraft, we're not gonna expect you to do it. Right? Your job as a 15 Tango is not that. We're gonna get airframe to come out and fix it. Like there's different back shops that support us. But if you mean like in a platoon, it's just a regular size platoon. It's like 27 people. You know the average. And then another question: how many birds in a unit? I've never sat down and count the amount of birds in a unit, but it's probably like 30 something. That's all I can say. I can't give an exact number. It's not 1. It's not 2. It's somewhere up in those numbers, right? I've never counted them. I just do my job. So another thing I wanted to hit on, right? So as a 15 Tango, I mentioned this when I was talking about the time, how your time may differ. So as 15 Tangos, and all the 15 series actually, we have this thing where we call a phase. So with the helicopter, each helicopter goes in a phase. And it's like we do this preventative maintenance on it. So we go over the whole helicopter, we pull stuff apart and inspect them to see if like these stuff have any problems. And these phases can last 3, 4, 5 months. It just depends on the aircraft, how much problem it has, you know, or if it has no problems. It all depends on these factors. So when you're assigned to a phase, they'll make like a team. It'd be like a team of 8 or up to 12. It depends. And Jesus. So you're put in a team and you're assigned to a phase, right? Your time may differ. So instead of doing 6:30 PT in the morning until 7:30, and then you get that time from 7:30 to 9 to shower, do whatever the hell you want, it might be you come into work, you start working at 6:30, and then you may not finish until 6:30. So that's what a phase is. So it's like they're trying to get as much work done, because after that helicopter's done the phase, there might be another one after it, and then another one after that. So we try to get them done and move on to the next one as fast as possible. And again, it might take 3, 4, 2.5. You know, but the average is like 3 months that these phases normally take. When you're assigned to that team, you're going to be responsible for conducting your own PT, or they might try to fit it in the schedule some way, somehow, right? But your schedule may differ once you're on a phase. That's just a heads up. I'm on a phase right now, and my schedule is a little bit laxed than the other phases I've been on. But right now I have a regular schedule where it's like 06:30 to 7:30 PT, and then, you know, work at 9 o'clock, and then, but we don't stop working until like 6 to 6:30. So at the end of the day, it's still a 12-hour day. But if you're not on a phase, and you're just doing like what we call unscheduled maintenance, meaning you go into work and if something broke overnight, somebody was flying and something broke, you come into work, you might get a sign like, all right, this engine needs to come out. You know, take you go do this engine. What might happen is you might go ahead, you might complete that engine, you might complete your task, and by 11, 12 o'clock you're done. Your NCOs might tell you, you know, there's nothing else for you for today. You're free to go home. I'm being dead serious. Like when I first got to my unit, before I started phases, I would come to work, me and my boy Dog would come to work, and we would get a task, and the task was done 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we would get sent home. I'm being so serious. But you would be on call, they would tell you, you know, don't start drinking until 6:30, because in case something else comes up, you know, you're gonna be on call, they're gonna call you and come do it. But if there's nothing else, there's really no reason for you to be around. But that's only if you have a cool unit, or a unit that just doesn't want to see your face as being there every single day. That's the good part about being a 15 Tango. You're not going to be digging no holes 24/7. You come to work, if there's work for you to do, you do your work, and work is done, you go home. But if you're on a phase, you got to get work done. And a phase can be a little stressful, not because work is hard, but it might be, you know, leadership or whatever it may be. But it's a little different than your regular unscheduled maintenance. But yeah, man, being a 15 Tango, would I do it again? I would definitely. I'm trying not to curse, but I would definitely do that shit again, right? See, did I miss anything? So somebody asked tips and pointers coming in as a 15 Tango, like stuff you can start working on. It's just the general stuff, to be honest, man. So I'm not gonna tell you I'm not gonna tell you to study anything or prepare. Like, no, you know, you go to AIT and you learn how to use the computers, and then when you get to your unit, they're gonna teach you how to do your job. Yeah, you can start doing some while you're in AIT, you can start doing some correspondence courses just to help your career progress. But that's for any MOS, you know. But anything particularly for a 15 Tango, if you come in as a 15 Tango, as I said before, we have this option to be a crew chief. If you want to be a crew chief, you can start getting your flight physical done. So when you get your unit, it's already ready, and you can just go right into a flight company and start flying. You know, but I can't give much input. On being a crew chief. I can't say much about it because I myself have never been a crew chief, right? So I'm scheduled, or people are planning to send me to be a crew chief, but I'm not yet a crew chief. When that time comes, I can make a video talking about that, what the whole process is like. Or if you guys have questions about it, I can have someone come here with me and like talk about it, actual crew chief, if you guys are interested. But being a crew chief is definitely badass. You see some cool shit. You're flying around, you know. But yeah, I think that's all the questions. I think I hit everything. Classroom testing, schoolhouse, possible duty stations. I think I hit everything. But yeah, man, if you want to be a 15 Tango, pull up. You know, you have the option to take a SIF test and go be a pilot if you want to fly. There's people in my unit doing that right now, right? You can go 160th. That's big time right there. Being a 15 Tango in 160th is a whole different ball game. And if you want to do that, I definitely recommend it. Start looking into it now. But yeah, man, peace out. And again, like, comment, and subscribe.